Maybe.
Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast. Are you ready to greet Ed, Rich, Crow, and Pete as they talk Evercade? Good times will never fade. Put away the switchblade, sheath the sword of Vienna. Stop the blaster master, there's no enemy below as we dip into euphoria. Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Evercade podcast.
He turned to the Max Headroom for a second.
And maybe
That was really weird. Very, very weird.
oh my god, that happens sometimes.
Do it again. That was funny.
How's everybody?
I think it was just a delay in his internet or something like that.
It
Kind
was
of like
something weird. Yeah.
something.
I didn't know if it was just me that saw that, but
I don't know. Yeah, it looked like it was like a big stutter or something going on. I'm not sure.
it was like you froze and then you sped up really quick to catch up.
Yeah, too bad we didn't have like the voice to go with like.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been really cool.
Oh, careful what you wish for.
Good morning, everybody. Well, we were talking about weather before the show started. I put a bid in on eBay of a game I need for my Xbox collection, and he accepted my offer, which was really good.
Ooh.
Yeah, Batman Dark Tomorrow with the comic on an original Xbox for $25 American.
It's funny because I've been buying stuff on eBay, but only so I could sell it because I'm running across stuff that's broken and I need to fix it. Or I'm finding game cases with no games in them. I can't sell just the game case.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
It's weird because I bought stuff like 25, 30 years ago for certain things, and I'm like, why did I buy that? I don't remember. It's like, and you look, oh, there's no manual, there's no disc in this case, so why do I have the case?
Well, I know the instance with all the stuff I'm missing is like 3DS games. It's because my wife took the games out and she put them somewhere, and now we don't know where they are. They've been missing for years.
Yeah, it's funny, manuals. Like, what is wrong with kids throwing their manuals out so much? Idiots.
Well, not so much that, but the fact that like some people would actually like buy a game like in a case like this, and then to be like, oh, I'll take the game out, put it in my case, and I don't need this anymore, you know?
Yeah.
That is so true, especially for DS games and Game Boy games and all that, right? Like,
yeah.
Even my PSP, when I first got my PSP, I would never travel with it with cases. I'd have a holder for it that would hold like 30 UMB.
Yeah, exactly. That's how games wind up without cases.
That's how games end up lost. Also,
it's almost like you can almost understand it, like the Atari 2600, like NES games, because those games were cardboard. You take the cartridge out, they're cardboard.
I've done that with my Evercade.
You throw them away, you know.
When I travel my Evercade, I never take the case. I take the carts and I put them in my case, and I come back and I look to get a game off the shelf back there, and I'm like, where the hell's the game? And then I got to run search for the case I put it in, and I can't find a case. It's like, oh my god.
I don't know if it's just me, but it seems weirder that it's easier to find an Atari 2600 game with a box than it is an NES game with a box.
You think it's generational? Because the people who bought those were more careful with their stuff?
I don't know, because to be honest, when I was a kid, I don't remember having any of the boxes for the 2600 games.
Me neither. I can't even. I remember what they look like, but I don't remember owning them.
But not only are they seem easier to find, but they seem to be cheaper, you know?
Yeah, well, I never bought any of my 2600 games. They were bought by my parents, so they had the boxes. Like, I get it for Christmas, and I'd open it up.
Yeah.
And then I just want the game, and the box went somewhere. Knowing my mom, she said, oh, that's trash, throw it out.
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea where my 2600 games came from, because I don't think my parents would have bought them either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Genesis games amaze me when people like those aren't complete because those are plastic. But yeah, everything else I saw that is trash except for like
that's more than likely to find. But
yeah, but Genesis games, why are there never manuals for Genesis and Master System games? You'd think that's the one thing that would such a good case would have the manuals.
Yeah.
Well, again, in the later years with the Genesis, they did pivot to cardboard boxes. So
Let Rich add himself. Gandalf has appeared.
I was adding you, Rich, and you were adding yourself. We were fighting with each other.
he was adding you, and when you click the add button, it turns to remove. So
Yes.
Now
The beauty of StreamYard. No.
Now that Rich has graced us, I think we can say hi to the chat. We got some members. We got Lloyd R. Jim. I can say his name right sometimes. We got DF. We got P-Dubs. We got Andres. Hey, got somebody new. We got Retro Pixels saying hello from Spain. We have an Intellivision gamer.
Yeah.
No. We have the Intellivision
The
gamer.
Intellivision
It's not
gamer.
the Intellivision gamer. It's the Intellivision.
Joe.
I've met him.
We got Darren Chapman. Cool. Good. We got a good amount of chat buzzing. Well, we do. There's like a little bit of news. I will tell you that because of this week's polls.
Wait, what? There's news?
I feel vindicated. I was right, and we'll see.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you mean. Like,
you can always be right if you spin the facts.
No, seriously. A lot of the chat agrees with me.
Okay, what's the news? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It better be
let's
good news.
Let's switch it. We'll go into polls before news. No, because last week, Pete, remember you said that like 80% or something of people on my channel don't care about Neo Geo, and I was like, no, I think
not what we
wrong.
said. We
I
said
never said
80%. We didn't say 80% of people on your channel. We said 80% of people.
Yes, we didn't say
Pete specifically said my audience does not really care about
Oh,
Neo Geo.
wait. Let's go back and look at that show next week. Somebody do it. I don't think I ever said that.
We need to
You know,
clip.
to be honest, I don't think
never
I
said
care.
that. I don't work in definitive terms. I'm not a Sith.
I knew you guys wouldn't admit
I'm
to
not
it. But no,
a
but you remember you added up like all the numbers and you got to 80% of the people.
Oh,
who weren't
this is the poll. where
Oh
you
yeah,
said
the poll. That
yeah.
was just math. Yeah,
That was just math.
And
that
so-
was
and
just
I was
math.
like-
That wasn't you caring about your game on your channel. I just
No,
said
like-
people who voted. If you add up
So-
the math, this is what they're saying.
I'll do Pete math because it's like 66% said oh yeah, 20% said not really. I'll add up these two and then we'll get 80%. But still, the majority of people, over 100 votes, are excited about Evercade, and they want. SNK, kind of like I thought.
Wait.
Yeah, no.
So
This
we're-
poll is only about SNK.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I mean,
only
of
about
course.
Neo Geo, and
So, the only people
80%.
that voted on it were interested in it. So
What have we got? 103 people that voted last time.
Okay,
it was 100
well, look at your options here. You've got 103 votes.
Yeah.
Three of your options are basically saying yes, I'm excited for Neo Geo games.
Yes.
One isn't. Of the one
Yes.
that isn't, 20% aren't. If we want to just round it, we could say that 20 of let's just say it's like 100 people to make the math easier. Then we could say 20 of those 100 people aren't interested in Neo Geo games.
Yeah. Because you guys said I should do a poll and say I think some people just want to play Metal Slugs. I asked that, and then I asked about fighting games, and a low percentage of people are excited about the fighting, which I would expect. But
Pete
yeah,
said
people aren't.
Pete said that he was interested in the Metal Slug games. He
Yeah.
didn't say everybody was.
yeah.
No, he said I think some people are. So, but I wanted to ask. I was curious, and I'm just saying that
8% is some people.
Yeah. No, but my point is, I was right in that my view. Your viewers, because you said don't really care. Your audience does not care about Neo
I did
Geo.
not say that.
You
He
did.
did not say that.
I did not say that. Rich, did I say that?
So I'm not sure what the exact phrasing was. All I know was there was deep talks about 80% versus non 80%. So
Go back to your previous poll. That's what we were talking about. That poll
Yeah.
specifically.
yeah. Well, and there was a suggestion to make a new poll, but I don't know if the wording
Exactly.
of this
That's why I'm
poll
not just like
matched the request of what the poll should
Yeah,
have
I
been.
don't think so either. Because everybody who would vote on this is obviously engaged in Neo Geo, right? The other one was worded differently.
I don't think that's
Yeah,
the
this is
poll.
one where I said, "What are you looking forward to on Evercade?" And you added these three up, and you said, "Listen," you said only 28%. You're like 70-something% of your audience. People,
I don't think that was the poll.
No, this exactly was the poll. I said, "What genre are you looking forward to?" And I put, "I don't
Oh
care."
yeah. This is the original poll. Yeah.
So this is the original poll. The way I looked at it, and it was like, because this wasn't specific to Neo Geo. This was just specific to what are you looking forward to on the Evercade, and you put Neo Geo as an individual answer, and the rest the anybody would make the assumption they're not related to Neo Geo. They're related to everything else because Neo Geo is specifically called out in one of the answers. So I just added up the math, and I'm like, well, if the Neo Geo fans only care about Neo Geo, because that's the only answer that has Neo Geo in it, that's 28%, and the rest does not have Neo Geo in the answer. So that, and a logical assumption was this is everything else on the channel, or everything else your community's looking for.
Yeah, and then you said, see, your audience isn't like, the majority of your audience isn't into Neo Geo. Those were like, I may be paraphrasing, but you use those words. And I said that's wrong. I said I don't agree with your math, and I'll do a poll for next week. And I asked people straight out, and if people didn't like Neo Geo, this not really would have been higher. And then but it's not. So people are.
Yeah, but your assumption again is everybody who voted on the past poll is voting on this one.
Yeah,
your poll should have been: are you interested in Neo Geo games coming to the Evercade? Yes, no, I don't care. That should have been the poll.
Yeah,
that's basic. Well, that's basically what I could have done.
That's not basically you. This is all wording, and it's like the way it's worded is all subjective.
Yeah.
Not really. It's straight. it's straight.
Yes, no. I just want the Metal Slug games. What does that mean? Does that mean yes, I'm interested in Neo Geo games, or I'm only interested in Metal Slug games? Because there are Metal Slug games that are not on the Neo Geo.
Well, I don't know, Crow. You said
I know there are Neo Geo games that are not on.
I don't know if I can answer that because on the last podcast, remember, I said that I should have been a doctor, and you said I'd have to actually be smart. So I don't know.
That was a joke.
It is.
That was a freezing joke.
Yeah,
that was to get a laugh.
It's obviously straightforward. The difference is, I know you think
if it was straightforward, your answers would have been yes, no, not. I don't care. That would have been really straightforward.
Yeah, it's straightforward to everybody else. It's difficult.
Why single out the Metal Slug games? Why not single out King of Fighters or Art of Fighting or anything else? No, because your assumption is that people that are more interested in Metal Slug games than anything else on Neo Geo.
Don't forget to get an answer. You do have to let somebody else respond. But remember, last week Pete said he just wanted the Metal Slug, so that's why I asked that. I thought that was a good thing, because Metal Slug is really popular. So that's why.
Yeah, but a lot of the people answering the poll don't know that.
You don't know that, but that's what I mean. Just because you don't understand something or it's not for you.
Oh, I understand what you did. I'm pointing out the flaws.
No. I could have just said yes or no. I wanted to make it more fun. And so, like I said, I'm just saying I was right in that my audience does want Neo Geo. Any gamer who's not mentally insane likes Neo Geo is kind of what I was trying to say. Neo Geo is popular. Whoa.
I don't know about that. That's a flagrant statement there from my friend.
Somebody put in the chat that they don't like Neo Geo. Somebody say that Neo Geo is bad. Somebody say they don't have good games.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
There's somebody out there that's not interested in Neo Geo.
Yeah,
in fact, your previous poll proves that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
In fact, this poll proves that. You look, you got 20% that said not really. That's 20 people that said they're not interested in Neo Geo games.
Right, but my statement that I said now, which I believe is a true statement, I don't think there's really anybody that would say Neo Geo are bad games or that they don't like it. They may not be interested. Two different.
What about the people that said not really? That's your second highest vote in the poll.
Just like I might not really be interested in Broken Sword, but I don't say it's a bad game. So that's all.
You said that last week.
Yeah. I knew you wouldn't give me credit. Right? It's okay. We can move on. Now, probably next week's
we can move on.
Some people will say, "Is Ed?" Maybe I'll make a poll that says, "Is Ed right over Crow most of the time?"
No.
That's what the audience decide.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, the only way that will work is if I put. I'm letting your audience decide that. The only way that'll work is if I put that same poll on my channel, and we'll see. We'll combine it.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Yeah. We
move
need
on. And be
yellow flags all over the field.
Yeah. Ditch the polls, dude. I'm with Dubs. I'm like, get rid of the polls. I'm with Dubs. Way to go, Dubs.
Actually, I did ask people if they wanted polls to come back, and they said yes.
Well, that's all right.
Just saying.
See, my polls are going on. There's a long span of time to find out what the best Evercade of all time, Evercade cart of all time is. making progress. Next
I'd be curious.
In 2 weeks, we'll find out what the best Evercade cart of 2023 is.
Nice.
I'd be curious.
What is it going to be
We'll go
between
vote on that poll.
Duke 1 and something else that just won that poll?
Let's see here. Right now, the poll is between what's better, Demons of Astor Brothers, or Pico Interactive Arcade 1.
That's not
At
even.
this point,
That's not even close.
yeah, that's what I thought, but sometimes I'm wrong. Where I think like people are like the one I wouldn't vote for would be the one that would win.
It's gotta be Pico.
Grab that sample.
What you said it's gotta be Pico? I hope you're joking because that's not gonna win.
Oh no!
It's not going to be Pico, and it won't be a computer cart.
But I bet you put that in a region not your channel, they'd probably get more votes. I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I get
The assumption is people got to play it, right? A lot of people on your channel don't even play Evercade stuff, right?
No, that's not true either. Because
You don't think so?
I get
say
over
that.
100.
I know it was your number one content.
I don't really know. That's why I'm taking a break.
It's easy. You could just go into your analytics and check which is your most popular stuff.
It doesn't like. Here's the thing: is like if I do a pinball video, people are asking, "Where's your Evercade stuff?" I do Evercade video. I get, "Where's your pinball stuff?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
But next week it's probably gonna be Demons of Astor Brothers versus Duke Nukem Collection 1. Unless some sort of upset happens and Pico Interactive Arcade 1 gets like 100 votes out of nowhere.
Alrighty, so I guess maybe it's kind of good. I don't know. Funstock has chose to freeze prices on carts that they already have available in stock. So I guess it's kind of a good thing, and they have like a sale. And I don't know if you all got signed up and listened, got that email, but I kind of like this graphic better.
I
cool.
Probably just deleted it.
The winter freeze.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at like you got me thinking is like that video on Video Games Plus. Those new cartridges aren't yet available for pre-order.
Oh, we'll look at. Funny that you mentioned that. We'll look at that because one thing I did want to talk about is that like look at all these sold out. Like some like Data East Collection 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at all these that are sold. It's very interesting what they have in stock. And I'm glad that you did bring because Video Games Plus, I don't know, has a superior interface. You can check what's in stock and look at this. Only 16 out of the 55. Like they got Legacy of Kane's here. You can get Metal Dragon.
Yeah.
I think Amazon's looking. Amazon Intelligent Gamer has 11 and 12. You can, and they're base price, so they've not been marked up.
11 and 12 arcade.
Yeah, he's missing those for some reason.
What's
Okay.
interesting here is that the Evercade VSR is sold out, but the EXPR is not sold out.
Yeah.
Look at these deals on Dukes. 13, almost like $14. Wow.
Yeah, you can tell those were so mass produced, right? They were so popular. So,
Do you think that things are kind of settled down and they're taking a break from manufacturing? Because I've seen on Reddit and other forums where people are like, "Man, we're out of carts. I want a certain cart."
Well, I think as far as that stuff goes, what the heck just happened here? The news that they're going to do this new price increase or whatever, and the term inside of that same press release that was saying that their logistics are also going to get better over time lends me to believe that they're actually, I think they might be trying to find a different distributor, or maybe they got a new line somewhere, and that's why there's a lull now where things are going to get they're going to sell out. So there's going to be different stock levels, and then starting with the new carts and then a new wave of reprints, they're going to balance their stock so they can try to see if they can meet demand moving forward. But to making a move like that costs money, and there's only one way a company like that, like Blaze, is going to get money, and that's out of us. So like that's how all that stuff works. Well, at least in my opinion. But I'm not I'm not in the industry, so I have no idea whether or not that's correct assumptioning or not. But yeah, that's what I think. So.
I hope so. Yeah, the stock is smelling the news. Yeah, and we've kind of talked about that before too. Like, I don't know if that's just like your generic corporate statement or if they're really going to do those things.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a little bit of that, but we've found that before. There hasn't really been anything said, for a long time that hasn't had some kind of action behind it. Like things that are put in the press releases are put there for reasons, and we might not find out until later what they are, but they're there. Like they say the thing because it mattered to them when they wrote the statement. So, but yeah, I mean, this is also like classic supply and demand too, right? You go all the different sites, and some things are out of stock and some things are in stock, and that's just because that's what they're holding. Like the people seem to like, all the different cards that are selling out. I mean, those are the most popular. I mean, that's clear. So, and now that they're selling out now, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer before that, that new wave comes out, which will probably be the next cart wave, the ones we were just talking about, the Indie Heroes 4 and which one, Broken Sword. So, so hopefully with that, we can go back to Fun Stock in a week or two after that launch, and then go, oh, they're back in stock on, XYZ cart. That isn't, obviously ones that aren't legacy or whatever. So,
do you feel like that as long as you get in with that pre-order window, that everyone pretty much who wants to get a cart during that time gets one? Because I kind of feel like that seems to be the case. It's just like after.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's very clear that, not that it's print to order, but they're using pre-order numbers to influence their cart buy. I mean, that's another thing that's some people might call it smart business, some people might call it maybe foolishness, but if you print to demand plus some, then you're not going to get stuck with some. You know what I mean? So that's why I always pre-order. So I'm guaranteed the carts. They show up in my nice little envelope, and that's it. I get it. I don't have to wait. But I'm the collector, right?
Yeah.
I get them all. I get every single cart. It doesn't matter. I just auto buy. I'm on a subscription serve. I'm on a subscription service. So it's like, but not everybody's like that, and I understand that.
They only do probably one print run of each one, and then they just gauge the reception. And I don't think they do more than one print run of stuff. They'll go, all right, for this one, we know on average we sell 30,000 boxes, whatever. They'll order that. And then for Duke and you'll always see the Duke and the Tomb Raiders probably because they order more of those, right? Because they know they're going to be more popular based on a pre-order number.
Right.
But like, I can't imagine. That's why they vault probably with licenses too, right? They just say, we got a year's license with this. We'll only order X amount. Yeah. I don't think they're ordering multiple runs of carts.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. Maybe indie carts where they have longer licenses. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, and if they sell out of a specific collection and there's enough demand, I think that warrants an extra run. As long as you're right though, as long as they have the license still, then they'll do it. But yeah.
And then the last thing I just wanted to show, I thought it was kind of cool. Someone because they said they were unable to get like the deluxe alpha, but they're like, it's okay, I upgraded it myself.
That's cool.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that
you
was
could totally upgrade it because all you would need to do is get the Sanwa buttons, get the Sanwa joystick, and you can actually go onto Funstock's site and get the extra marquees that weren't included.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's totally doable. But it costs more money to do that than it would be just to buy the deluxe.
Right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were saying that the Sunwall buttons are superior. I think it depends on. I think if you just get the because like the buttons would only be like what $50.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
the price difference right there.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I was gonna mention that, but I don't know if that was only that first 10 that they did that with, because the only reason I know that
Twins. What number is Oliver Twins? Because I know I had different
12.
spines for that one. Yeah, I had
Start
different
12.
spines for Oliver Twins.
Yeah, that one got vaulted though, right? Like they're not.
It did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did, but I have 2 different spines for that one.
Well, and I wound up with different spines.
Was that the charity one? The one they did for charity?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wound up with different spines in my collections because I had all
different colors too. Like the red is off, and some red, some is bright, some
right.
more burgundy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had all the originals. And then and then they went away. So my replacements obviously were printed later.
I think manufactured at a different place perhaps too.
Yeah. So
they could be,
you're right.
China, one could be Bangladesh or wherever.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but they're very cryptic about all that. So I don't really know, right? It's just speculation.
Yeah. I mean, so those would be fun questions, though. If they ever wanted to talk to one of us and, say like, talk shop a little, those would be cool answers to get, because I'm just fascinated about how they do the business anyway. You know what I mean?
I'd like to just see some of their sales numbers. Like they should do that. Like they don't have to go into too detail. Say like they can rank their number one cart by sales or stuff like that. Like have a list of stuff. It would be just interesting to see which is popular, because it'll probably end a lot of debate or a lot of arguing over why they're buying certain licenses. So I could tell you if a lot of their licenses that do well are in this genre or that genre or that global area, could tell why they probably keep going down that road and getting those types of games.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I just like to know, because you can sit here and we talk about it all the time. Oh, I don't want another game system like game collection like this. It's garbage, but certain area of the world loves it, and vice versa, right?
Right. Yeah, you can wind up being like the companion card to the number one selling card on Evercade.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm saying, you could play a game and think it's the worst game in the world, but there's somebody out there that loves that game.
Yeah, it's like Worms, right? I absolutely don't like those games, but it's probably one of the most popular franchises, probably in the 90s, probably 90s.
I still think Worms is the most perfect game on the Evercade.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a bad game.
I think it's infinitely replayable. It's a game you could never get tired of.
It's just, I think it's, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I've never said it was a bad game. I said it's not my jam.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a lot. It's not a lot.
I think if you go back and look at my Worms video, I even say this. I could see why certain people love this.
And there are flaws with it because it is the PlayStation version and it is missing stuff from the original version.
Nostalgia is powerful, but not only that, I think listen, that's why they also get licenses that are in their backyards, right? They get titles that were popular there in the UK, not elsewhere in the world. It's going to be an easy license to get because they're like, yes, we would like more people to buy our stuff. They're not like Sega, who doesn't consider themselves a retro game company or whatever. Sorry, I had to say that.
I love Sega. Sega's awesome.
Well, you got to look at it this way. If anybody who was in charge of getting the licenses and the games to put on the Evercade, for each individual person, their priority is going to be different. It's like if it was me, you'd see a lot more, racing games or baseball games or football games or pinball games on it than anything else we're seeing.
If it was me, it would be more arcade games like the advanced the Dungeons and Dragons games, those types of kind of advanced beat 'em up games where they have spells, and there's so many. There's hundreds of those out there that they could be getting, right? Like that's the games I want to see, like the Gauntlet games where and those games, like even like the Punisher games, stuff like that. That's what I want to see more of, those arcade games, because those are the ones I gravitated towards mostly. But I also love, to your point, there's a lot of great arcade sports games. Like some of the sports games in our arcade collections are bangers because they had to be accessible, they had to be less complex.
Yeah.
So like Open Ice, I would love to see that game.
Oh yeah.
Like that game.
Which one is that?
Cool, they could get the license.
Isn't that the 3-on-3?
Yeah.
Yes.
3-on-3 over the top.
The Midway game, right?
Yeah, I would love to see
so
that.
It's like
game.
the NBA Jam, but hockey, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But amazing, yeah. It was made in Chicago, but like that's a Chicago game.
Yeah, that's Midway. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they had that and Blitz and
I still remember like when Midway, the name, it took me forever to realize into adulthood why they were called Midway. And I'm like, why Midway? And then I found out, oh, it was in Chicago. Oh my God, that makes so much sense because I was thinking history and World War II and all that. No, it's because Chicago's in the middle of the country. It's Midway Point.
Yeah.
And that's why they named it. But it took me forever. I was in adulthood before I figured that out.
I'm not 100% sure that's exactly true, but
I think that's the reason it's called Midway, right? Or because maybe arcade, because arcades used to be on the Midway, right? From carnivals and stuff, perhaps. But I thought
that's what I'm kind of thinking.
Well, it's got double meaning, which is even better if that's the case.
Invade Jam for Jaguar? Hell no. We get the arcade version. No, we get the arcade version, dude.
That's true, but actually, I'd rather have the arcade version. But to be honest, we're getting a console version. The Jaguar version is pretty damn good.
Oh, anyone can be a Jam.
Is it really good?
Yeah, sorry, it is pretty. It is probably one of the best console versions of NBA Jam.
Oh, that's awesome! I didn't know that. Yeah, and
Nintendo version.
So, but yeah, if we were talking about like dip into fantasy, Crow was like, "This is what I would put on a cart." Pete was like, "This is what I would put on a cart." I would just be like stacked in front of like every major RPG manufacturer.
Put every working designs game on.
Oh, that'd be first. I'd go find Vic and be like, dude, we're doing this deal right now. I don't care what you got to do. I'm not leaving until you sign this paper. Let's go. And then I get the deal done, and then that's it. Working Designs Collection 1 and 2, done. But then I would go into Japan to every developer from all of those old classic Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation RPGs, and then you just get a series of RPG collections. Then the whole marketing would be, like play these great RPGs that everyone forgot about, and you won't have to pay an arm and a leg to get one. Like Valkyrie Profile, for example, on the PlayStation. It's a fantastic game. I just recently walked into a retro game store. They had disc only, no box, no thing, whatever. I'm like, sweet, got a copy of Valkyrie Profile. It's all beat up. Like, what you asking for it? $175. I was like, what is that?
It's one of those games I rented and wish I never returned.
I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, wow. It's like, it's a great game. I want to play it, but because I'm not for $175. So
actually, that was back when I modded the PlayStation, so I rented it, copied it, and then returned, and then still played it.
Right? But that's the thing. Like, that's why I appreciate collections like Renovation, right? Like here's a whole bunch of games that came out way back in the day. I never heard about any of these things, but they're awesome. They're all bangers. And the collection by itself, if I were to go to buy one game out of the collection, I'm like double the price of the cart, triple the price of the cart. It's crazy. That's awesome. More of that.
See, I miss that because I feel like the Renovation collection was like a great mix of good games that not everybody's heard of. And there are a lot of good ones.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, man.
We'll see. I'm hoping Blaze continue. You guys remember like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, like when they said, "Hey, we don't have arcade games. We're going to be getting them." We're like, yes, the Namco game. And actually, they were like very secretive of like the specs of like the Evercade and all that. I hope they continue that vision that now that we have Evercade Alpha, it's like, where are all the arcade carts? Maybe we'll find out next month. I hope so.
Wow. You sold this Valkyrie Profile £350, along with Persona 1 PSP, which that must have been a pretty.
I have Persona 1 on PSP, complete in box.
Wow.
And I have Persona 2 loose.
I actually Persona 1 on PSP, I think I sold that without ever opening it at one point.
Yeah.
I'm
not a big fan of the Persona series.
I mean, I'm not either. Like, it's for whatever reason, I can't get over like the whole like.
I'm curious.
Like high school monster.
Well, that's the whole point, right? If you want to play the more mature version of those games, is Shin
Megami Tensei. Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei is the adult version.
Yeah.
And then Persona is there. But I do enjoy Metaphor though. That's kind of a separate part of the three, I guess. But Metaphor is pretty good because you're playing kind of younger adults, but not teenagers. Yeah, the same as me, Rich. I think we talked about it many years ago. That's the reason we didn't get into Persona. It was like we're not teenagers anymore.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of that stuff's over my head, right?
It's like, it's
But it's
like
story
almost
driven.
in every game you play, it's even ones that are like RPGs. You're literally not the character you're playing.
Yeah, but this one is really story driven. The older
Yeah.
ones are different, right? Like older ones is like there's not so much stories like the Zelda and all that. It's kind of suspension of disbelief. But Persona, they go heavy into those.
It's like
stats.
even
Yeah.
in the
Interesting for me.
US, it's very Japan centric high school. It's like
Yeah.
very hard
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
even an American teenager to relate to that.
Right.
But still, it's still a fun game to play. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not my jam.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, even that Persona 1 hanging tough on eBay for over $120.
You know what's funny is I
That's
played
crazy.
Persona 1 on the PS1 like 5 times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
it wasn't until the 4th time I was playing it that I realized I was only playing half the games because I wasn't answering the questions right.
Right.
You guys want to wrap up Sydney Hunter? I think we only have like 2 games.
Yeah,
Let's
we can
do it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Haha, what'd
No.
you look it up?
Persona
original-
1 on
Persona
PS,
1 on PS1, yes, I know.
$400.
Well,
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
Persona 1 on like PSP, $300.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Why
Soul.
is
I'm
that
looking
one?
at Soul.
That one's more than I was expecting.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
I know.
man.
Isn't
Yeah.
this the Super Nintendo one?
Yeah, this is
Didn't
Super
we-
Nintendo one.
We did this
Yeah.
one last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did Super Nintendo.
We need to do Sacred Tribe.
Yeah.
Sacred Tribe.
We did Sydney
Sacred Tribe.
Hunter. We
Sacred
did
Tribe.
television
Hold
and
on
Super
a
Nintendo.
second.
Yeah, so we did Super Nintendo and then television.
As soon as he threw the boomerang, I was like,
That's the only game
saw
with
that
the
one.
boomerang.
Yeah, he has a weapon. It's the
Oh,
Super
the
Nintendo
secret.
one.
Okay. Yeah.
Sacred Tribe.
I moved the wrong. Okay, so I
Boop-a-doop-boop-a-boop.
want to say I wanted to talk about my favorite one on this collection. Yeah, this one, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sega Master System.
Yeah.
Still one of the most underrated consoles.
Need
ever.
more of those.
Acclaim. So like
I'm-
the only like for me, the only mechanic I had to get used to in this game is when you press the jump button, like you automatically like move. So like once you get used to that, this game is fantastic, and I think it's even beatable without save states. And even though you don't use weapons, but this was my favorite experience.
Technically, every game is beatable without save states.
That's
I
true.
thought this one was like the most polished. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you guys really like this one? Or?
I need to see the footage to remind myself of this game, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably still number 3 on my list. Like I prefer the Super Nintendo and the Intellivision one. The jump thing didn't really bother me once I got used to it, so that wasn't a point. But it's hard because none of them are bad. They're just different, and that's what I appreciate about City Hunter games. Like they're all different, right? I think Super Nintendo's one's probably, if I had to choose one, number 1, just because of it's more like, you got a boomerang, it's a little bit more action, it looks better. But this one's good too. Like I have no problem with this one at all. This is more an adventure game, in my opinion, like than
Yes.
the other one.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. You can go around and explore, and you have to get the gems and
Yeah.
and all that.
Was that the goal? Is you have to collect the gems in order to beat the level? I can't remember.
You
this
gotta
one
collect
at
all the
to be honest.
treasures too.
Yep.
That's why I need to see the footage, because I don't remember this one very much.
Yeah.
Or you could have played the game again recently. Either way.
I haven't played anything recently. I've been too busy.
Like-
Interesting. You must never have any time on your hands. Not for Evercade.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
I mean, I'm
putting.
I'm with Crow.
I mean, when I
my life
ranked
has
this,
been
I
a
ranked
series
it.
of calamities.
I mean, I gave it a 7 out of 10, and I get the same score I gave Caverns of Death, but I still put Caverns of Death just a little bit higher, and I think it's just because I had a weapon in that one.
Yeah. Weapons is fun. Like
Yeah,
weapons.
absolutely.
Yeah. I would
But
say
this one
yeah.
isn't bad. It's not bad. But
Yeah.
again, it's not. Again, I gave it 7 out of 10, which is why this collection winds up being very, very low for me. Is because the highest rank I could give a game was 7 out of 10.
This
Well,
game kept my interest, like to beat it. I wasn't getting as much frustrated like the Super Nintendo one, where you have to hit the things and then go back and the level goes up, and you just have to get used to the play control. And once you do, it's really
Hey, but aren't controls king?
yeah.
Curse of the
So
This one-
if-
this one No, that's the most important thing. If a game is just is flawed because of bad control design, then it's just like, for me, there's not a point to play it. But that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, that's kind of Tomb Raider in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I was charmed by the graphics. I'd like to. It's like, yes, we got another the second Sega Master System game on Evercade.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Master System is great, right? It had better graphics than it didn't have as good audio, I don't think, but better graphics than the NES in general.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
because even with the FM module that some of the games had, I still prefer.
you need 60 diamonds.
I still prefer other, like the chiptune sounding things.
Yeah, well, because the audio on the Master System is mono, right? Not stereo.
Yeah, the PC or the PSG or whatever it's called. Yeah, that is
mono. Yeah,
mono.
But back in the day, you didn't. If you had it hooked up to a little CRT or something, you didn't really notice that.
Right? Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah, like, none of us had stereo equipment and stuff back in the day. Well, it doesn't matter. So
you never hooked you never hooked your consoles into your stereo.
Oh God, no! I didn't have a
then
stereo.
a lot of people just put their consoles into their TV, and that was it.
I had a boombox, man. I didn't have a stereo system, hi-fi, nothing like that.
I had like a boombox where you could have inputs and.
No, I had my '80s tunes going on that. I didn't have anything.
Yeah, I had I used to play with everything going into the TV, and then in the living room, I used to listen to music like on a stereo in the background as well as the stuff when I used to play. And then then you get into bachelor days, and I used to work for an electronics megastore, so
Circuit City.
Yeah, it was Circuit City. And I worked in the audio department and had a sweet discount. So so I'd get this crazy high end equipment, and then put it all over my apartment, and then everything got hooked up to it because I wanted to basically live in a movie theater, and it was great.
Yeah, I remember Circuit City. I used to go there.
Yeah,
It wasn't a store I went to a whole lot.
Bliss's still getting to Circuit City. Yeah, there are times that I miss Circuit City too.
Oh, I remember Fry's.
Yeah, Fry's is pretty good.
Yeah, I remember getting games when I was in Washington from a place called Fred Meyer. I don't know if you guys have that in your area, but it's like a big giant Walmart.
Is it just called Myers? Because we have something called Myers.
No, it's called Fred Meyer's still Fred Meyer's, I believe, in Washington. And then they have something called Sam's Club.
Nobody beats the Wiz.
Except everyone.
That's great, Mike.
Fun fact, though, that was the first place I ever got an audio receiver. They had the same model I wanted at Circuit City on clearance for $200 less. So I went there and bought it instead.
I'm telling you now, though, nothing beats Micro Center.
Oh, Micro Center is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I do like Micro Center.
Yeah, so I think this game is really good. I think you can't go wrong with the Sid Dander collection if you just like video game, like these style video games. It's awesome.
Yeah.
If there is this still available? Can you even still buy this collection?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Legit, not legit. I mean, like for regular MSRP, or do you have to go to eBay?
I don't know. Let's go to Funstock. Funstocky.
So I'm pretty sure this is probably one they should easily be able to reprint because, like, I mean, it's just an collector. What is the name of the company? Collector Vision.
Collector Vision, yeah.
Yeah.
Sydney Hunter, 23 Dolores.
Yeah, I was assuming it's still available. It's like it's not necessarily not well known either, right? Perhaps compared to like you put this up against Namco. I mean,
right?
Know those things. This is kind of a, Southern U.S. kind of game.
Yeah, I mean,
the American retro community knows all about it because it's at every trade show. It was when they were coming out. I mean,
yeah.
Plus, it's Gamester 81's game too, right? It's like
yeah. There's a ton of stock on Funstock.
The Funstock's got it, but you can't just buy that by itself.
Well, yeah, you got to buy something. Oops, they need to change the one on that one. Whoops.
Ow!
They got a Toy Arcade one showing in stock, but it's sold out.
I would rather own Sydney Hunter than all the blue collections combined, Gene.
I'd rather own all the blue collections combined rather than City Hunter. And I'm not lying because looking at it, yep,
Yeah.
actually City Hunter, like I said, second worst collection, only one worse than that is Gremlin.
Ouch.
But just above that is Team 17 Collection 1. So
Yeah, that's what's the beauty of it. All comes down to taste, right?
yep.
It does, but here's the thing. I think a lot of taste, like, it depends on what you grew up around and what you were exposed to gaming wise. You know what I mean? Like, some people I think can have better taste than others. Like, if somebody said to you, McDonald's,
He's basically saying, yeah.
No,
You all get your own
somebody
taste,
said
but my
to you-
tastes are better than yours.
no, if somebody said to you, McDonald's is my favorite restaurant, you wouldn't take them seriously, like going someplace to eat. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, people like what they like, but it's
Now
just
he's ragging on McDonald's.
Some people have better taste. Now, listen, and I know sometimes you try to say that to be respectful, but some people have crap taste. Some people have good taste. Let's be honest. So you can say it's subjective, but like if somebody says
it is
somebody
subjective
says-
because everybody's going to think whatever your tastes are, if you don't like them, they're going to think that your tastes are crap, no matter
if
what it
somebody
is.
said Beast Wrestler was their favorite game on Evercade, I'd be like, no, I'm not taking.
I could see that actually. If you grew up
Actually,
playing that
Rick
game,
loves Beast Wrestler.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
You can like it, but to be your because
Well,
here's-
no, it's not my favorite Evercade game
why I
by a
say
long
that.
shot, but no, yeah.
because-
that game has so many great typos. I gotta bump it up a level for entertainment
because
value.
if somebody were to say like Beast Wrestler is their favorite game, it's because of nostalgia. Because that tells me somebody can't be objective of a game and look at it and pull out the flaws of why it's not a good game. That's all. Like
No,
if somebody's blinded too much by nostalgia, like I don't like.
I'll disagree, and because the my favorite number one cart, which I can't remember. I'm trying to figure overall number one cart, Indie Heroes Collection 1. You can't say that's because of nostalgia.
No. But you can look, but what I'm saying is somebody should be able to look at a collection and go through and say and explain themselves what they like about it, what they don't like about it, and all that. If you just say it's a good collection and you can't go into detail why,
Have you watched my videos?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you should be able to justify yourself.
I can do that, and I have done that.
Well, right, but if you say I give this collection a 7, that doesn't mean anything to anyone else except for you. If you go into details as to why you give it that rating,
Hey,
then
I
it
have to
makes
watch my own video. It's been a while.
yeah. But I mean, what I'm saying is people value somebody who's objective to things, and I know that's like why I take a lot of shit sometimes because I'll say I don't like this and here's why, or I do, and some people.
Can you explain why you don't like Street Sports Soccer?
I think the reason I didn't like that, was that a game that I could even get into?
Yeah, it was
I
a game you kept canceling out of the menu and then quit.
Yes. Yes. Because
So
I'm
you
like,
never played the game.
if you can't, no, I'll explain why. If you can't intuitively, I'm saying that if you can't get into a game by
we're not reading the menu. You're hammering the button and canceling out and going back to the beginning.
again, Crow, if you continue, don't ask a question if you're going to interrupt me and want me to answer.
It was a
learn-
rhetorical question. I was always intending to interrupt you.
I'm just
You
going
have
to break you guys all up pretty soon. You guys don't stop arguing. I'm just going to break y'all up. Like me and Rich is just going to stop y'all and just be done with it and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm actually currently playing the next game we should be talking about.
Exactly. Well, I try to keep you guys focused, but sometimes we get off the rails.
It's
Hey,
tough.
we don't work for you, bud. Remember that.
What's up?
No, I didn't say that. I think I try to keep things Evercade focused, and sometimes
I'm only here to interrupt you.
Oh, I know. Well, I know you'll be rude as hell. Okay. I'm a grown man. I can deal
Yes,
with it.
I'm with Jason on that. I'm on Jason with that one.
What's
Yeah.
up?
No, Jason's note. I 100% agree with that.
He
That is
does,
true.
but he isn't caught up in all the collections.
no.
So
No. Well, yeah, but it takes so long to play them all.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The
That's
way
an
he
admirable-
plays
it's an
them, the
admirable
way he
thing, man.
plays them, and the way he does his reviews, I totally respect how it takes that amount of time. To be honest with you,
Heck yeah, man. Oh no.
that's why I never review anything. 'Cause, like,
Well, you can still review it. It's just it depends on how much time you have.
all right, what game we got here? Oh, this is my favorite game on the collection.
Jester.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. It's a puzzle game. It's a maze puzzle game.
I can
I actually have fun
understand.
playing this game. Like I'm not. It's not my favorite. I'm being facetious, but I actually had a lot of fun playing this game.
If you
And I
really didn't like
blame
the Sidney Hunter games, I could see you liking this game.
Wait, you blamed me?
Yeah,
Well,
because you're the
Jester?
one that when we first started this show, and you and I started many years ago.
Yeah.
You were like, Pete, give puzzlers a chance. Give puzzle games a chance.
Oh
Have
yes,
fun
I
with
did do
puzzle
that.
And like it turned into one of my like top 5-10 genres that I enjoy playing because they're just fun. Like they're just easy pick up and play. So I actually really like this game, though there's a problem with it. It gets really hard and repetitive later on. And I think Crow, we talked about that many moons ago.
Yeah.
Do you consider this a puzzler? I think they call it. It's more of a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, the official genre is maze, whatever.
Yeah,
that
maze,
is.
puzzle, whatever. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
But I actually, I did
this
really
is-
enjoy this. Probably more than the Master System one because it took me forever to master the jump, and this one just felt, I don't know. I wasn't interested in finishing the Master System version of Sidney Hunter. This one I kept pushing through and seeing how far I could get. I actually should go back to this game.
It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more complicated than it first looks because you've got 3 meters to contend with.
Yeah.
You've got your life meter, you've got your attack meter, you've got your light meter. That's too much to deal with.
Yeah, this is. I don't know, man. This was a great throw-in. I thought. But it gets really difficult and challenging as you get further into it. Almost really frustrating, I find.
I'll say it's the best game on this collection, like by far.
I'm not gonna argue against that. I could see this being somebody's favorite game of the collection.
Yeah, I'd say it's up there with the Intellivision Super Nintendo one for me, to be honest with you. But it's hard. Like I don't like getting into that best game on the collection kind of stuff because it depends what mood I'm in, how I approach the game, and like I find a lot of times what I think is a game I didn't enjoy, I go back and play it months later and I enjoy it more. So I just for me it's there. It's good.
This is rad.
I guess the best way to say it for me, it was a really good surprise. I didn't buy this collection knowing this game was as good as what it was.
Exactly. And to me, that's like an example of what Evercade is about, right? Like you're familiar with Sidney Hunter and you find a game like this that's like just like a total banger. And I kind of miss that. Like I don't know if we saw that as much.
This is the same studio, right?
Yes. I guess I just didn't like having to constantly collect torches to make sure that the lights didn't go out, because if the lights do go out, you're really screwed.
I would be really interested to know what influenced them. Obviously, Pac-Man. I wonder did Lock and Chase maybe a little bit influence them, even though you're not locking walls. The torch kind of is that difficulty curve thing. Mm-hmm. So I wonder what influenced them. I should actually ask John, Games 31. Like if he knows.
You kind of have to plan your way around because you've got a grid of 9 screens, and you've got to make sure you collect the torches, go in the right order. Because if you go in kind of the wrong order, you're going to run out of flame. You can't go back and collect another torch from the same room. So you got to make sure you go in a proper order to find the keys and treasures and whatnot. Otherwise, you're just going to run out of a torch. You're not going to be able to find your way around, and it'll be just game over.
I'll go get your...
Yeah, and then if you don't kill all the enemies in a room, they respawn later on, too. So that makes it, like, super annoying.
Oh, do they?
Do they respawn? I don't even remember.
Yeah, if you kill them all, they won't then you can go. But if you miss one, then they'll respawn.
I see. So if you don't kill them all and you come back, they all respawn.
Yes.
There's another game like that, retro game that's like that. I can't remember which one it was. I don't know.
I see 13 likes. Hey, Immortal.
Then you get the key, and then it tells you where the exit is or something. I don't really... I'm trying to remember exactly. I remember more about this game than I do any of the other games in the collection.
Wait, what's the blinky ones?
Well, because the other 3 are similar, right? Like, very similar. This one is so different.
I think it's because I wound up playing this one more than the other ones, just because of... I don't know.
On Evercade, I played it more because I already... years before this came out, I had the Super Nintendo version of the Sidney Hunter. I have it like an actual Super Nintendo cart of it. Actually, it's the Super Famicom version of it I got because the Super Nintendo one was sold out. So I had played that years before this came, or at least a year and a half, 2 years before it came to Evercade. So I was less enthused about the other three, not because they're bad games, is because I had played them on the Phoenix Mini a lot earlier than they came to Evercade. So this one was probably why I kind of gravitated towards it so much. I wish the boots would speed you up more.
Yeah, me too. As I'm chasing down a skeleton right now. Yeah, no, this is rad. I am.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Very happy about this.
Yeah.
It's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like for me, this game makes
the collection.
Oh no! Gonna get trapped. Oh no! I did get trapped. It's very cool.
Anybody finish it?
I think this game. It's probably this is
Chat,
probably
anybody finish it?
This is probably a full playthrough of the game.
How many dungeons are there?
I don't remember.
I haven't finished it, so
it doesn't say. Yeah,
probably on the website. It probably says
I
something.
think it's like 10. I don't know, but
Very good.
Yeah.
What did you give this one, Crow? This game.
What did I give it? I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's the I gave it the same score as I gave the Intellivision one, but I like this one more than the Intellivision one.
No, why'd you give this game?
6 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
I gave it the same score as the Intellivision Sydney Hunter game.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But
okay.
I like this one more than the Sydney Hunter Intellivision game.
I would thought you would have gave this a 7, but that's okay.
No, I think it was just too repetitive.
I give it an 8.
I think what killed it for me was the fact that you got to keep hunting down those torches.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a core mechanic, right? So if you don't like the mechanic, it's probably going to influence your decision.
Yeah.
I rarely died of not having food. It's just you mainly just have to have the torch.
Yeah, it's also one of those games where you're just constantly dying, so it's not really a health meter; it's more of a timer.
Right. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Banger. Solid collection. Well worth money for anybody who likes these styles of games.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I won't agree with that, but
Well, no, I think it's worth the money. It's worth $20.
Okay, if you like these games, yes, it's worth.
That's what I just said. If you like these collections,
yeah, I was.
I mean, we don't have many that's like 3 kind of platforming action games and in the same IP, and then this throw-in, which is more than the throw-in, in my opinion. But yeah, it's pretty good.
So for the next collection, are we going to spin the wheel? I know we were going to do like what Dolphine Collection 1 and Pico Interactive Arcade 1.
Do we have a wheel? Spin the wheel.
Well, we don't need to spin the wheel because I think the reason we spun the wheel is because there were 2 releases at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We went with so there was only 2 options on that wheel. I'm trying to find out where it was either going to be Sydney Hunter or Pico Interactive Arcade 1. So I think next would be Pico Interactive Arcade 1.
Okay.
That's a mouthful. I'm down with that.
Touchdown.
Which was originally released August 11th, 2023, along with Sydney Hunter.
So we're like a year and a half behind.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's all right. Let's go.
Yeah, we can slow
take
down
it.
because eventually you're going to get caught up to where I am.
But I like it. I like it a lot. So Pico Arcade.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them. We could do 3. We could do 3 a week, and that's 3 weeks for Pico right there.
Perfect.
Or we could do 1 a week, and that would be 9 weeks.
No, I'm glad we're talking about that because a lot of people see that as like your typical Pico, or they really like it. I don't know. I like. I thought it was one of the better Pico collections, but yeah.
Really, yeah. I think this is out of all the ones that have the Pico name. I thought that was the worst one.
I think Pico. I don't know. I just like Pico in general.
I don't remember it.
I remember it because every game on that collection is jank.
I need to play it again and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely are some bad games that are kind of fun playing, like Soda Sudan, and then there's some like the Silk Road is probably like one of the best ones. But anyway, yeah.
Well, the thing you got to remember about Pico is that they're not the original publishers of these games. They're not the developers, the publishers. These are all games that kind of fell out away from the original developers and publishers, and they've just repurchased them. So with Pico Interactive Arcade 1, there's actually games from 3 different developers / publishers.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of jokingly hear people say that like the Galeco collection one is the best Pico collection since they're owned by the same.
That it could be argued, yes, because the Galco collections are Pico collections. So are the Jalico collections.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, anyone want a fun fact for the random
Fun fact.
yeah. Anyone want one for like random things, random collections my son just grabs and then gravitates to? And
Okay.
No, what would you think would be one of the furthest ones from an 8-year-old selecting and going, you know what?
Delphine Collection. Delphine Collection.
Okay, yeah, you're probably correct on that one. But what's another one that you would think just why would you choose this one?
Just out of all the collections.
Yeah, out of all the collections.
Is this one that has been like released like over a year ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it going to be like a Commodore 64 collection 1 or 2?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Just randomly last week, he's like, "I'm gonna go get a cart, Dad." I'm like, "Okay." He's like,
It was on the shelf.
I grabbed this one. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. He played it for 6 hours on a Super Pocket, and I was like,
What game in particular was he playing on it? I'm just
he was playing all sorts of different ones. But I think the one he was playing the most of, I think he was playing Lee.
Yep.
Because he kept saying, "Ha ha, take that, ha ha."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, but I was like, I'm glad I have him because, you know, like he could just come in here at any time. It's a big giant library of games.
Yeah.
But it's so fun to see him exploring. You know, it's cool.
I just guessed those because you wouldn't think that a kid would be interested in C64.
Absolutely not. But it's great. It's great. Yeah, absolutely. Immortal and Phantom, 100%. 100%.
Yep.
So it's good stuff.
I would have to put like a toonie on mine to get my kids to play the Evercade carts right now. Like a toonie or a loony or $5 bill.
So my kids might have been
Just bribes. Game bribes.
Bribe them. Yeah, no kidding. If you saw Pac-Man like on the front, I was thinking that just because that's like
Yeah, but I mean, some of the ones that even if he has like a real popular collection, right? So for example, he's got the Capcom Super Pocket, right? Because I figured, oh well, these are all the classic games, and he was going to be playing Street Fighter and 1942 and Mega Man or whatever. And his favorite game on the collection is Captain Commando.
Nice.
And just that's what he plays. You know, it's like wild. Every once in a while he'll jump into Mega Man though, but I think he's training himself on Mega Man because like he'll play and then I'll hear it and I'll be like, oh sweet, he's playing, and then like 10 or 15 minutes later you can hear him go, all right, fine, and then he'll go back to Captain Commando. So he'll get there because he's played it more than once now, so I know he's interested, but he wants to learn. So, but I think it's fun.
I would welcome that over another computer collection, Ballistic Coffee. Yes, bring on a Barbie. I would.
Yeah, but DS collection, the only way some people will be able to play it because it's so
I don't want that either.
Ooh, did I put that on there?
Somebody asked the question, which do you think 2025 will be better than 2024 for Evercade? I hope so. Hopefully they keep going up and up and up, but you never know.
Yeah.
For Evercade, I hope it's better than my 2025 so far in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already dealing with a car accident and 2 deaths.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh
Yeah,
man! Yeah, that's.
Precious, yes.
Oh my goodness, man. Well, yeah. Well, I hope
That's
that.
another reason why I've been too busy to play games.
yeah,
Oh,
well, very good reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, if you guys want to know another really good store in Canada that ships to the US, go check out them.
P&P
Oh, P&P Games.
games.
Yeah,
All right.
they're really good. They're really good. They're out of Winnipeg. They're awesome. I've been shopping with them for about a while. I don't know how many years, but yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Pimp games.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm excited about just randomly because we're talking about just random stuff. I'm excited about playing games in Studio B now a lot more, because I don't know what I did. I don't know why I did this, but speaking about this Circuit City and audio connection, I went on eBay and I was like, you know what? I wonder if I had a cheap receiver for the office. So I did. I found an Onkyo TXSR 505 for $50 on eBay.
That's really funny that I'm selling like 3 receivers on Facebook Marketplace.
Really?
Yes.
That's hilarious. So I bought one, and then I was like, all right, well, I need some speakers. So I went on Amazon. I'm like, well, I wonder if you could get you like cheap bookshelf speakers. Spoiler alert, yeah, you can. You can get for $70. You can get a full 5.1 set. Well, minus sub. So you get the center and then the two, your surround channels. Great bookshelf speakers, sound great. So then we ran wires all over the office over the last couple days, and then we hooked it all up yesterday, right before the end of shift. And I wound up purposely staying another half hour to do paperwork just so I could listen to stuff. And I was like, oh, it'd be great. Every single one of the game systems that's in Studio B right now, I should turn them all on. Start playing games in this glorious surround sound. And I'm like, oh man. But I had to go. We had stuff to do. But this week, man, I'm hoping that I can get in there and just rock out, because I've got everything in there. I've got my Duke VS. I got a VCS in there. I've got my Onyx one. Everything but my Polymega. But that's what Remix is for.
My Polymega is right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get supplanted by a very special console. I don't know if you guys remember, but anyway, on my channel, but on all my podcasts, I always talked about there's nobody who does modded consoles in the city. Like, it's our heart. I finally found somebody who mods consoles, and they live literally 10-minute drive from my house.
No way.
Yeah, so I'm finally getting my GBA modded, the original GBA. I'm going to get it modded, so I'm going to finally be able to sell my analog pocket and get rid of that. So I'm going to have a GBA modded. He's going to put a new case, IPS screen on it, USB-C, so I'll have a proper way to play my GBA. But only reason I know him because I bought something special from him from Facebook Marketplace, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's
very cool.
So I've been
nice.
Deep into playing that, but yeah, and I'm going to be getting something else modded through him too. So I'm pretty excited.
Cool.
But yeah, pretty cool. Are we done?
I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna say, what do y'all got going on?
I'll make my son an omelet. I'll go first because I gotta go run. But I'm gonna open this up and play it. So a video should come to the channel the next week on
nice.
The last one. I'm finally caught up. This is Metal Dragon
Life on
Mars. So I actually can't remember anything about this. So I know it's indie collection, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna be playing that, and then I've got another collection video, a pickup video that's going to go up from channel members. Super excited about that. It's pretty diverse, so I just need to get that going, and then I got something else I'm working on for the members of the channel. So yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
Cool. Yep.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, besides reveling in the awesomeness that is some great tunes in the office, I'm working on catching up on the VCS stuff. I'm actually going to be doing some catch up on the Evercade stuff. I think I'm going to actually do a little bit of different thing. I'm going to start playing games. See you, Pete.
All right, bye, everyone.
Yep. I'm gonna start playing games from the collections. I think either in a record direct to or maybe even live stream format, and then I'm gonna go back to doing the classic Fun for Five for the whole cart, where I do Rich's picks, and that's gonna be pretty cool. So that's gonna be coming back soon, because I miss going back to the Evercade and doing all that stuff. Plus, it helps that we're going back through the collection, so I need to refresh and get some game time in. So that's pretty cool. Plus, it's probably some more Polymega stuff, and one of them is going to relate to yet another old job that he used to have. I've been working on that video for a little bit, so hopefully we can put that together in the next week or two. And that's it. So,
nice.
Yeah, man.
And I'll be back here to stream somewhere tonight between like 9 and 10 p.m. Central, depending on things. And I have no idea what I'm going to do next week for a video because we're between collections. So
yeah, man.
I'll figure out something. And Crow, what do you have? Do you have anything going on next week?
Yeah, I actually have to make a video because out of nowhere, Zacharia Pinball released a new table.
Oh, wow.
Had some major updates. So I have a code for that, which I haven't... I'm going to have to make the video sometime today or tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm posting things like this on Facebook Marketplace. Literally,
Nice.
This is what I'm doing right now.
Cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey, isn't that the box that like Pete wanted? No, I'm just kidding.
No, the box Pete wanted is he wanted the game. I wish he'd stuck around because I was going to ask him. He wanted the Game Boy box. I don't remember what other box he wanted though, but I know he didn't mention anything about the Vita box.
Yep. So, all right, cool stuff, man.
We're ready. Yeah, I gotta Gandalf to other places too. Well, as always, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks so much for everybody watching. Subscribe to all our channels if you're not already. If you like this type of stuff, and we'll catch you next time.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
Yep. Thanks, Crash Line, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whitlash.